Billy Black's surprise 70th birthday. Children are going to bed. Billy Black's surprise 70th birthday. It's absolute mayhem. Billy hasn't arrived yet, but all the guests are slowly gathering. Children are going wild. Babies are asleep. People are finding people to talk to. Everyone's hiding. We think Bill and Bev are on their way. Lots of excitement. Getting very close now. Getting very exciting soon. Where is he going? I think he's mingling. There he is in the middle. Happy birthday, Pa.
I know what he's like.
anything. The kids want to say something. Yeah. Have we got a blooper on the tape? Or? Emma wants to say something.
I love Emma. I like Pa because on Friday he lets me come to our house. He lets us have chips and honey candies on the way home with a drink.
Too old. I could hear everyone a bit worried about it when I had the microphone down so low. They thought Uncle Wally was going to talk, so I could see the apprehension there. So I thought I'd better clarify with the kids getting up first. Whose turn? Wally's turn. I'll get back to you on that. Hey everyone, thanks very, very much for coming, and I hope it was a good surprise for Dad. Sure was. The surprise when he gets the bill at the end of it will be great. It's a surprise. A bit like poor old, who was it? Bill Clinton. Yeah, poor old Hillary. She's going to become a congressman. Congresswoman. Most people don't know. She felt pregnant and everything, so she thought, I'll give Bill a bloody survey over this. So she rang up and he's answered it, and she said, "You rotten, rotten mongrel. Here I am, the prime of my life, and here I am, I've fallen pregnant again, and it's all your fault." Who's speaking, please? But everyone, thanks for coming. The first one to give a bit of a speech, I don't know how good this is going to be, but Uncle John, Dad's favourite brother, his only brother, so it could be a bit ordinary, but I'm sure it's going to be great. So please, big hand for Uncle John.
Thank you, Uncle Bill, for looking after me when I was a little boy. Come up here. I got to get him up. Standing, I got to get him up here. He's 79, 65, and there doesn't look to be too much difference in his now. But when I was 5 and he was 10, there was a really, really big difference in the family. And then as I got a little bit older, and of course he got a little bit older, there was a really, really super difference in the family. But he did look after us. And I always go back to the days of the old Morris Cowley, when he really, really grew up, and he had a motor car. And he used to take us up to Bathurst, and he used to take us up to Katoomba, and fair dinkum, as a brother, don't take the mickey out, but he used to do a pretty good job. You know, he used to do a pretty good job. And there's one thing you really missed out on. Remember the old Morris Cowley, like as the tyres got worn, you know, the grooves would go down, you used to take them up to Hurstville and get the tyres re-grooved, you know. And then you'd get right down to the canvas, and then you'd take the tyres off and you'd put these little sleeves inside. And when you're driving down the street, you know, they used to go bang, bang, bang. You get around here today and a kid comes up the street and these flash little cars and you hear this you missed the bus because you were in that about 25, about 50 years ago. When you sit on the back seat of the Morris and you go up and down the darn street. They said, can you think of something he done that he never got into trouble for? There's a couple of things I can really, really go back to. Even before he got into trouble. I remember, you know, we used to live in Alice Street in San Susie. We all grew up in Alice Street in San Susie. And Bill got a job delivering papers for old Mrs. Martin down near the old school. And he used to ride up and down the street. You have to roll the papers up, a bit like this, crease them in the right direction, throw them in somebody's front yard. Or on the roof. And he'd turn up at our place in the middle of late in the afternoon and he'd pour in bloody rain and he said, the money's not right, the papers are not right. And he taught me something, never work for a boss. So, I used to go down to the golf club and look for golf balls and get triple seats, but Bill was riding a bush bike around, you know, getting his money, delivering papers. And it was good fun in the days. And he used to let me play cricket in the main street of San Susie at the time. You couldn't believe he'd go out and put a garbage bin in the middle of the street and the BAs had come up and Jackie Moore had come up and all the boys in the street had played cricket. But when there was 5 years difference when you're a little boy growing up, you know, you weren't allowed to bat and you weren't allowed to do this. But it sort of changed now. We're about the same size. I got a bit more hair, but yeah, around about the same size.
Now when did you get that job?
Hey?
When's the cricket match on?
Oh, the cricket match is on. There's two things that always come back to me. It says, you know, a little bit of dirty stuff. And you might remember this name. There's an old lady called Old Man Mrs. Macon, we used to call her. Now, we used to go up the end of Allen Street and then down the promenade. There was a dirty big girl who used to ride billy carts and everything down there. Oh man, Mrs. Macon, we used to reckon she came out in the middle of the night with his frying pan, bang and make a noise. She was crazy, but I think she had fruit trees in the backyard because fruit bats come down. But in the backyard, she had, when you watch the old cartoons or the old Mexicans, had these big cactus used to come up, you know, great big ones with little arms come out like that. Oh, it was a magnificent looking cactus tree. There used to be an old man, Mrs. Macon's backyard. Anyway, I think it was Billy and Freddie and Ann. I think somebody else, Billy, somebody else. And anyway, they happened to acquire a couple of big carving knives one night, and they thought, we'll slip down there and we'll fix up Mrs. Macon's cactus plant, which they did. I thought it was India then. I thought, you know, Mother and Dad, we're going to kill you. That's about as close. That was, you know, pretty close to. Oh mate, that was terrible. But you survived. Oh, I don't know how you talked them out of it. Didn't I? And I think I've said it once before, but Dad used to go to the Highland Flings and Bills, and when we played, you know, baseball or cricket or whatever we call it, softball down the middle of the street, we used to take the head off the old mattock and use the shaft out of the middle that, you know, play goes with, and he just let me play now and then. But one afternoon we were in the backyard and he had a couple of his mates around, and he said, Dad goes to the Highland Flings and they used to throw the caber and do all these things. He said, I'll show you how we used to, they you know, whizzle around, throw an hammer. So he gets out there and he picks up the mattock in our backyard, Alice Street. And he starts doing these pirouettes. He's going around and we're all ducking and weaving and ducking and weaving. He got a few revs up and he let it fling, went left. Next door was the Lonigans. And they had this beautiful old brick house with those windows that got the little squares in it, you know, and the curtains were coming down. And the kitchen table backed up to the window. Straight through the window. Straight through the ruddy window. And Mum came in and said, you've got to go in and apologise. I thought they were going to kill you then too. I really thought, and you had to nip round the back and went, not only take the whole window out and the curtains out, but here's this lady lying on the kitchen table. And oh, she's screaming there, and oh, Alfie and Donnie were going to kill you. And everyone's going to kill you. The other side of the Dawsons, they had a big library shed and you got the walls out of that too. Absolutely amazing way to survive, mate. But here you are, 70 years today. 70 years today. And we got through it, and he really looked after me and the family. Mum done it tough, but Bill was the oldest one. You wouldn't call him a nerd in those days, but he used to get the crystals set out, you know. He had the crystals, we'd be out fishing and, you know, doing all the things, and Bill would be there with his crystal set and things on his ears, you know, fiddling around. There was, you know, in the old days would have been a nerd, you know, but anyway. That's where I go. Haven't finished yet. No, we did. Yeah, he was keen on the electronics and everything else, and he really, if anything, you know, my two sisters, and you know, we all grew up together, and Mum done it tough, and Bill looked after us. He was the oldest boy in the family, and he let us go, like, you know, when you're a kid and you've got a older brother, like trying to get rid of you all the time, but he looked after, let me go with him, me and Lancy Smith. We went up to I think we're coming back from, well, I don't know, Murrurundi or something, yeah, and we come down into Wyong, we go along the road, we had the old Mighty Morris going, and when you got to about 40 miles an hour, you know, the roof would start flapping and the doors used to open this way and everything else, and he said, uh-oh, we're in a bit of trouble here, I lost control. And we went off the side of the road, and the old wheel goes, and three old brass studs on it, so me and Lancy Smith had to sleep in the gully all night. We used them to ride back to Sydney. Keith come back and fixed that up for us. Got that going for us. And the time he come back, and he was just, like I said, he looked after us when we were growing up, but then all of a sudden he found girls. Oh, and I think he might have went to the Nasho for the Air Force or something before that, but yeah. And I remember he came home with Bev one night, and Bev was laughing. Bill was smiling, and he had the old Morris out, he used to pull the head off it and valve grind it up and try and get it to go real fast. And coming down off the top of his bridge, policeman rides up on his push bike alongside him and says, "Excuse me, sir, you're speeding!" And Beverly leans out and says, "You gotta be joking," she said. "We've just been down to Wollongong. We went down Bulleye Pass, tailwind, we had it in neutral gear, and we couldn't even get 60 miles an hour out there. How the bloody hell have we been speeding down here?" And she got away with it, yeah. He's certainly married the right lady. She's looked after him all his life. And that'll do.
Eva, we did a lot of that valve grinding.
Yeah, done a lot of that valve grinding.
What about the work on the cars? Went and got a Morris Forest, yeah. Thanks, Uncle John, that was great. Speaking of brothers, before we hand it over to the birthday boy, my brother Brad's written a poem, but anyone under 18 if they could leave the room, could be good. No, it will be good. Please welcome. You want to talk again? No. What do you want to do? Uncle Brad's got a poem, so please welcome Brother Brad.
Hello everybody, my name's Brad, I'm Bill's son. I'll tell you a joke first. There was this guy travelling in Ireland on his way to Dublin, and he dropped into the pub for directions and he said, "Mate, can you tell me the quickest way to Dublin?" And the publican said, "Well, are you walking or are you driving?" He said, "Oh, I'm driving." He said, "That'd be the quickest way." Anyway, I'll scroll a few things down on a bit of paper tonight, trying to think of things to say about Dad. There's lots I can say about Dad. I won't cop it. You'll cop it. Okay. While I'm opening this, I'll tell you another joke. There was this Pakistani bloke died and went to heaven. When I got up to heaven, St. Peter said, "What are you doing here, mate?" He said, "I'm here for Jesus, sir." St. Peter yells out, "Jesus, your cad's ready!" Alright. Now, when I got asked to say a few words about Dad,
You're a fireman!
yes, I'll put you out in a minute. The first thing that came into my mind when I was asked to say something about Dad was, I can honestly say that my dad's one of those blokes that, you may know you. He's a good bloke, my dad. He's one of those blokes that I can honestly say, I don't think anyone's, well, not that I know of, and if there is, they can see me out the back later. No one's got a bad word to say about him. You know, he's one of those guys. You and me out the back up this street, right? Yeah. Okay. I scrawled a few words down to describe my dad. Okay. Resourceful, inventive, cluey. He's very cluey, my dad. He's very generous, genuine, honest, fair. He's a genius, humble, and he's a hoarder. Okay? When we were kids, Dad could build us anything we wanted. My dad could build for us. He built us billy carts. He built us video games before they were invented. We had these. If you've ever gone camping and you've used those little plastic soap dishes that you keep your soap in, well, he put electronics into there and put a dial on the top, and that controlled the little bats that went up and down the screen when we played Pong.
I'll second that.
Yeah. Philip grew up 2 doors down. He had many games on that. Okay, and we built this really nifty chess set that it's too hard to explain, but Greg will know what I'm talking about. It was very good. Still got it in the table. It's very impressive at the time. One time we had to have masks for school, and Dad built me this robot mask. And it had little flashing lights on and everything. Needless to say, I won first prize. Thanks, Dad. Okay. Anyway, here's a bit of a poem I scrawled down tonight. I call it My Dad. There's a lot I could say about my dad. A lot of it good, not too much of it bad. That's a rare quality in anybody, I know. And that's why, Dad, I love you so. When I was a kid and wanted 2 bob to go to the shop, Dad would give me $1, and I thought that was tops. Especially when milk buddies were 2 for 1 cent. They get 200 of it. It's fantastic. Every day after work, he would bring home a treat, hot chips in the winter was really a treat. Used to carry them all the way from Bexley North Station. Dad would do my tech homework when I was at tech because it was too hard for me. I was a greenkeeper at the time, looking after things like out the back here. I had trouble doing topographic maps, and I just struggled. And in the end I go, oh, blow it, I'm going out with my mates. And I'd get home, and there on my bed was my homework done. Good on you, Dad. I had distinctions at the tech too. Thanks, Pops. What else? Oh yeah, my first car. I wanted to sell my first car at one stage. It cost me $700. By the time I wanted to sell it, anything would have done me. Anyway, I stuck it out in the paper. Some blokes rang up about it. Yeah, we're interested in your car. I said, yeah, that's great, mate. I'm going out. Got things to do tonight. My dad, oh, I'll sell it for you. Came home from a night out. What's on my bed? $350. Yes, good on you, Dad. You're the best. Yeah, I bet. That'd be right. Yeah. Good bloke, genuine. Okay, what else have I got down here? And he could fix things like I mentioned before. He could build anything, and when there was something needed that couldn't be bought or fixed, Dad'd invent something. He'd come up with some idea, and he'd always solve a problem. So what are Billy's legendary ability to repair? Cars, washing machines, stereos, videos, generators and fans, TVs, vacuum cleaners, billy carts, skateboards, bikes, electric frying pans. These things and more Dad has fixed for me. Electrical, plumbing, panel beating he can do, woodwork, metalwork, bricklaying, tiling and other things too. Dad, you never cease to amaze me with the things you can do. You paying attention? Yeah, I've got plenty of jobs lined up, no worries. It stands to reason then that council clean-ups are Billy's favourite days. He can smell a busted TV from 3 streets away. Oh look, there's a pram with a broken axle and 3 wheels. I'll take that home and fix it. Mum thinks it's unreal. Yeah. That's for memories. There's too many to mention, but I've just written down a couple here, which are probably a bit of an in-joke within the family, but you might appreciate them. I remember one Saturday watching Sounds. Graham Webb was telling me what was going on down around town. In the background, I could hear Greg's car revving hard as he tried to reverse it out of the front yard. I could hear Dad yell out, "Watch it!" from near the front door, as Greg's car revved its guts out, inching backwards slowly but surely. Someone remembers. I heard Dad's voice rise, watch it, mate! As Greg dropped the clutch and smashed the front gate. It was very funny. From the window I watched and laughed my head off with delight as Dad and Greg argued. I hoped for a fight. Of course, Greg blamed Dad for watching you. He was there hovering over me, yelling out, watching me. It was the pressure he applied. But face it, mate, you just couldn't drive. Another thing I remember too was the Peakhurst Inn bottle shop drive-through. The bloke in the car in front was stuffing around, yes. He blew his horn and gestured for Dad to reverse. But Dad blew his horn longer and muttered a curse. Ah, him, Dad said, just loud enough to hear, which from the back seat produced an instant cheer. It was the first and only time I can remember I heard Dad swear. From me it drew raised eyebrows, a smile and a whispered, "Ooh yeah." I had discovered another side to Dad that I didn't know. To my disappointment, the guy in front backed down, so I never got to see how good Dad could go. No. There is more I could say, but for now this will suffice, except to say, Dad, happy birthday, I love you, and have a great night.
I'd like to say thanks, but I won't. No, honestly, that's what I've always liked about my brother. Nothing. Pretty good. He did well, thanks, mate. And what do you want to say? You want to say one more thing? Quick.
I like Pa and I like Ma.
Hopefully that'll get us back in the will. Excellent. All right, it's time for the birthday boy to respond, so this should be good. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, mate.
Actually, I'm actually thinking, no, it's not that time. So I want, everybody would like to have a say about Uncle Bill. Come up and say something. Honey Jean, come on.
I'm in trouble.
My brother Bill, love him dearly. He's 10 years older than me, so there you go. I've got to tell you the story that our mother told me, and I don't know whether it's true, but who cares? She was telling me about the day that you went to school in the morning and come home at lunchtime. And she said to Bill, "What are you doing home, dear?" And he said, "Well, the bell rang." And she said, "Well, that was only the lunch bell. And you were down the paddock picking blackberries. So you come home early and got sprung." That was pretty stupid. Yeah, but I'd just like to say, love you heaps and have a lovely day.
Thanks, sister. Good on you.
All right, come on. Oh, come around the tables. Come on. No, I can't. I can't. Come on.
I'm sorry.
Come on into it. There you go. Come on into it. Yeah. Does it work? Yes. I remember lots and lots of things about my brother. Yes, when he looked after us when we were very young. And the time that Mrs. Clark came down and slapped him on the face for throwing rocks. Okay, that'll be enough. It wasn't a police thing. And
That was because he attacked Brother John.
yes.
Hit him in the bloody nose.
And I was there when he threw the mattock through Mrs. Lonergan's window. And like, poor woman, she nearly died, didn't she? That was spectacular. Yes. And he did heaps and heaps of things for us when we were kids. And he's done a lot for my kids too, as they've grown up without their daddy, you know. And he's been a bloody good brother to me. Yes. Uncle Bill's turn.
Yeah, it must be my turn.
Thanks, Loz.
Bit hard to say too much tonight. This was a terrific surprise, I must admit. The only suspect I had was Greg saying, "Let's go to the Padstow Bowling Club," when he likes eating at the finest restaurants. So I thought about it, but then I thought, family, so yeah. Oh no, big time, big time. Anyway, on a serious note, I would love to say thanks very much for all coming along anyway. It's terrific to have so many friends and relatives and people I haven't seen for such a long time here. And I noticed there's a few presents over there which I'll have a look at later, and I didn't expect anything like that, so thank you very much for that as well. Oh no, perfect enough to. All I'd like to say is thank you, love, for a wonderful life. 70 years of bliss.
Sorry.
Oh, cheers.
I'm gone.
And thank you, Mr. Gregory, again. That's the usual thing, and thanks for organising this in conjunction with Brad, I'm sure. I think we've both been so fortunate to have great kids.
I 1 out of 3's a pass.
I won't go in to tell you what they've all done to me over the years. I'll leave it at that. No. It'd be too rude. But thanks to their wives as well, Jana and Anna. Where is Anna? Thanks very much for that. And we're very fortunate to have now 5 grandchildren, like Emma. Said some nice things too. Thank you very much, Emma. Okay. I hope you have time. On another note, I had a trip down memory lane last Thursday. I had to go from Tarn Point through to Cogra, and I went up Rocky Point Road. And it's the first time I've been up there for a long time, and I got stuck at school coming out at St. Susie Public, and I had to sit there and wait for all the little kids to wander across the road, and I was sitting there thinking, 65 years ago, that's the same gate that I used to go into, and had the same sort of a thing. And then later on I drove up through Ramsgate and I had to stop again right opposite Harris Hall, it's called, the old snooker rooms at the top of the thing there. And when you're talking about the Morris Cowley, come to memory one night when I used to play a fair bit of snooker and pool with Brother John up there, and we were coming out and the old Morris Cowley's out the front leaking oil and water and everything, and a couple of the young locals are out the front there as we're getting in the car, and he looks over the car and he says to me, "Want a burn?" And I said, "What do you got?" And he said, "Sand shoes." That deflated my ego. So with that, I'd like to say thanks again a lot, and I hope you have a wonderful time tonight, and thanks a lot for coming along.
Do you think you should tell them about their 21st? On his 21st birthday, okay? Dot said we'll invite them. That's okay, that's all very well, and then he wants to take me home, drive me home in this gorgeous Morris car. And his father said, "I'll drive home." He said, "I'm taking you." So I thought, well, this is all right. Eva and John are already in the back seat. The ride, so we get to Berwickville Road and the lights went red and Bill said, "We might as well hop out." I didn't even know we're living at the flat then. I thought, well, if the lights hadn't gone red, I don't know if I'd got home at all. Anyway, but we love you.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Laurel. You come to the next one as well. Good job. The one thing I think we should really want to thank Jana and Anna for all their great work. I worked out when we get to Dad's age, in our family, we're going to have Nana Gianna and Nana Anna. That's going to be a bit confusing. No, better not to. But Dad not talk. Dad was talking before and not feeling real well, and friends of the family, Uncle Dick and Auntie Marley and his son Neil runs an accountancy firm. And he was telling me the other day he had this client who's Chinese, and he said the poor old Chinese guy's working pretty hard. And he's got this big order to go out, and next thing, hung low, his young apprentice rings up, and he says, boss, don't feel too well at all, can't come in today. And the boss is up there, got the bank manager on the bank, he's got to get this order out. So he said, listen, it's like this, hung low. Just what I do is when I don't feel well, I ask the wife for sex, I feel a lot better, come to work. He said, all right, boss, I tried that. A couple of hours later, the phone rings. It's hung low. Boss, feel a lot better now. He said, that's good. And he said, by the way, boss, you have nice house and car. Thanks, Ned. That was good. All right, we're going to cut the cake. We're going to need someone. Well, I want all the kids here to sing happy birthday. So where's all the kids?
Right here.
That's right. Yeah, here, Rooster, come on up. All the kids around here. Andy, not too close, no. All around here. Where's the kids? Corey!
You ready? Hang on. It's dangerous, man.
Birthday
To you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Hooray!
Yeah.
Grown-ups out. Let's go to your
Oh, you can. Just here.
Where's the birthday? Come on, we'll get a picture of you on the cake. Okay, you kids out.
we're singing happy birthday. Give me the second main people of the party. People with lighters. There we go.
Yeah, anyone with a lighter can help out.
Do we have a lighter here?
Take one of the you get one of the
Is he serious?
Just pick the sparklers off the table before they start going up in smoke.
Orange sparkler.
I think that one's finished.
Oh, I'll go with
Can I have a sparkler?
You want another one?
That'll do.
Hey!
How are we going?
One, two. But he's a jolly good fellow, and so say all of us, and so say all of us, all of us. For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. So say all of us. Hey!
Closest girl does a cupcake right.
Charming.
That was a good idea.
No blowing on the cake. Okay. Yeah, don't No. Somebody supervise.
Don't touch.
Watch out.
Somebody supervise us and they can
I'll supervise it. I'll supervise it. Let's watch the video. Let's watch the
We're the country men. We're the country men. Working on the land till the sun goes down. Heading on home along the old dirt road. We're the country men. We're the country men. Some men are pulled by the wind and rain. Some men don't even try and understand. Under the moon and the stars above, we got the country love. We're the country men. We're the country men. Living our lives to the best we can. We're the country men. Out on the highway, the road trains by, pumping diesel down right through the other side. Pull that busy flooding right before the setting sun, from the mountain range where the valley river runs. Yeah, we're the country men. We're the country men. Living our lives to the best we can. We're the country men. On Friday afternoon when the weekend comes around, jump in our car, hey, we're going to town. Go to the bar and we pour the beer down, talking to the boys that work in town. We're the country men. We're the country men. Living our lives to the best we can. We're the country countrymen. We're the countrymen. We're the countrymen. Got rivers and sunsets and great big open fields. Love for the wife and the children, yeah. We're the countrymen. We're the countrymen. We're the countrymen. We're the countrymen.
Where they play the right music, getting in the swing, you come to look for a king. Anybody could be that guy. Night is young and music's high. With a bit of rock music, anything is fine. You're in the mood for a dance. And when you get the chance, you are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17. Dancing queen, feel the beat from the tambourine. Oh yeah, you can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. Ooh, see that girl, watch that scene, digging the dancing queen, digging the dancing queen. You're a teaser, you turn him on, leave him burning and then you're gone. Looking out for another,